Welcome to the Jeep Grand Cherokee HeaterTreater analysis and repair video, and this comes from HeaterTreater. What you're looking at is the center console on a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and we'll start by taking a look at some of the problems that we're seeing with this particular automobile. This one, the owner reports there is no heat on the passenger and driver's side, and so we'll start by looking at the codes in the system and then move into doing the actual repair. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the system on so you can see the display of the temperature, and we'll read the fail codes. And that's a fairly simple thing to do. It's kind of a two-hand operation. I'm going to hold down the AC and re-circ buttons simultaneously and turn the driver's side temperature knob one click to the right and let you watch what happens. Okay, and that's now flashing the codes. You see that it's showing a 52, 54, 56, and that's very common on this particular model. The 54, 56 are telling us that both the driver's side and passenger side blend doors are bad, and the other code we're seeing is a 52, and 52 is a re-circ door code, and that's the door that chooses between internal or external air coming into the system. So we will take a look at that, and I'll give you a little more information as we get into the system. The first thing we're going to do is fully open the glove box. So you can see this one has already been fully opened. Let me give you a few hints on how this is done. You see the little shark fins that stick up, and there are two of those. And then if you look up in here, you can feel a groove where those shark fins will slide through. And I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but there's a rubber stop that will move back and forth that covers that up. So the process of opening the door is, opening the glove box, is to open it about halfway, stick your hands up under there, and push these two little rubber flaps back. Okay, and once you do that, you open the groove and the shark fins will slide through and the box will come down. If you get frustrated, these rubber stoppers can be pulled straight down and just pulled out of the way and open the groove for the shark fins. If you do that, watch how it goes in and comes out again, because it is kind of difficult to put those back in. So what you're seeing here is the actuator motor, and this is the area that we're going to be doing the work in. And we'll get started on that in just a minute here. Okay, we're looking through the glove box opening, and if you look in the upper right, you can see a grate, and this grate is the re-circ door up in here. And that door has two positions. It either closes off this vent or it closes off the external vent and operates in one of those two modes. So to check the operation of the system, you can turn the key on and switch between re-circ on and re-circ off. So when you have re-circ off, looking for external air into the system, that door should be pressed against the inside of that grate, and it should move when you switch modes. On this one, we can see that the door is completely broken because the axle will spin all the way around. That should only spin about 90 degrees, and you can see that nothing is connected to this. So when we get inside the box, we'll take a look at the door, but you can see very clearly that it's broken. The next thing we're going to do is make the cut in the box, and the written instructions will give you a good diagram of how this is done, but just to give you an idea, we'll cut along this ridge and then straight across the top and down along this ridge on the side. And if you'll notice, there's a tongue and groove interface between the top and the bottom of the box, and we'll leave that intact and cut through it here. So now when we get ready to reinstall this flap, it will fit into that tongue and groove. You can see a little metal clasp that will hold it in place, and we'll seal it back together. So I'm not going to bore you by making you listen to my Dremel tool and watch the cut, but we'll come back after we've made the cut. It is fairly simple, and again, we are following grooves or features that are molded into the box, so it's hard to make a mistake. Just for information, the evaporator core is to the right of where we're going to make this cut. So the only critical part is to make sure that when you come in with your Dremel tool, you're going straight in and keeping it straight towards the front of the car. You could potentially do damage to the evaporator core if you come in, plunge the bit all the way in and move it to the right and try to hit that core. It's possible, but as long as you're careful and keep it straight, there's no danger. The cut can also be done with a hot knife, and if you check our other video, you can see some techniques for cutting other than using the Dremel tool. And those are a little bit safer, but it's much slower. So we generally prefer the Dremel tool to just get in, cut it, and get out. Okay, I finished making the cuts, and you can probably see that I'm not very neat, but neatness doesn't count on this, so don't worry about it. We're going to be able to cover all of that with tape when we get to it. I'm going to let you watch me pull that door out for the first time since the car was manufactured. And notice that I took the little clip off of the bottom here, and I cut all the way through this tongue and groove on the side to allow it to come out fairly easily. And just as I say that, of course it won't, but now we can pull that little piece out, and we'll be able to take a look at the driver's side blend door. And on all of these, you're going to be impressed with how grungy the foam is on this thing. But that will now break out and come loose. And if nothing else, just getting rid of this. Look at this, all gummy and sticky. Ew. Anyway, we will be putting in new clean foam and repairing the system. The next step we're going to take is to cut out the center portion. And there's good pictures in the instruction video, so I'm going to go ahead and make that cut, and we'll come back after we've made the cut and remove both doors.